Today's learning target is to find the volume of a pyramid. To do this, I would like to ask you to consider a three-dimensional cube and a three-dimensional square pyramid that both have the same base. How do you think the volume of the square pyramid compares to the volume of the cube? Once you have come up with an approximation that compares the volume of the two objects, watch this video. After watching the video, does your answer to question number 2 change? How does the volume of the pyramid compare to the volume of the cube? Based on that answer, number 5 is, what do you think the formula for the volume of a pyramid is? I'll pause for a minute to let you think about that. So because it took 3 pyramids to fill up the cube, we know that the volume of the pyramid is going to be 1/3 of the volume of the cube. So if I find the volume of the cube by multiplying the area of its base times the height of the cube, and then I take 1/3 of it, then I can find the volume of the pyramid. For many of you, this may have been a little bit of a surprise, because most students will say initially that there are 2 pyramids that fit inside of the cube. Because of the work that we do with triangles, it's always 1/2 of the rectangle that it fits within, but a pyramid is actually 1/3 of the cube that it fits within, or 1/3 of the rectangular prism that it fits within. So let's go ahead and do some practice. I'm going to give you 4 problems. Go ahead and pause the video at this point. Show your work on a separate piece of paper. Please don't get out of the habit of showing your work so that you can follow your work and so that someone else can follow your work. Just because you're not bringing it into a classroom and showing it to me doesn't mean that we want to let go of that habit, because it's such a critical one for your math skills going forward. But go ahead on a separate piece of paper and do these 4 problems. And I would recommend that you always start with writing the formula. And then when you're ready, you can unpause the video and check your work. So here are the answers to your practice problems. Notice that I started by writing out the equation and filling in the values. So each time I'm taking 1/3 of the base times the height, and my answer is always going to be expressed in cubic units. A couple of things to notice as you're doing these problems is that the height of the pyramid is the distance from the top of the pyramid straight down to a right angle with the base of the pyramid. It is not equal to the height of the triangular face. That height is called the slant height. So this is important when you are finding volume, which uses the pyramid height, and then when you're finding surface area, which uses the slant height, as you're finding the area of each of those triangular faces. So that's an important thing to notice. In these pictures, the height that was given to you was the height of the pyramid, but you'll also sometimes see pictures where it gives you both of them and you have to decide which of those heights to use. And then the second thing to notice is that on problem number 4, the B is capitalized. So right here, this B is capitalized. And what that means is that that B is the area of the base. So a capital letter is used when they've already done a calculation. And so they have done the calculation to find the area of that base. Because I think it looks like, I can't even tell, it's a square. I think it's a pentagonal pyramid. So they're not asking you to find the area of that pentagon. They're just telling you that that base is 30 centimeters squared. Notice also that that unit of measure is squared, so you know that they've already done that calculation. And then you just have to multiply that times the height, and then multiply it by 1/3 to find the volume of that square pyramid. As always, if you have any questions, please email me or go into Microsoft Chat. You can also ask your classmates questions through Microsoft Chat, and I think that we'll get better and better at using that as a tool. Hope you have a great day. Bye.